Councillors, welcome back. Are there any statements required as a result of the Office of Independent Assessor or Council Ethics Committee order? No. Councillors, are there any matters of generous?
Thank you, Chair. Listen, I just want to speak on a couple of items tonight in general business. The first is a birthday celebration for our men's shed. It was the third year birthday, and it only seems only a few months ago that they had their second birthday. And but anyways, this organization continues to grow in numbers, which is really difficult for them with social distancing at the moment to try to cater for everyone's needs throughout the day. But they seem to do it, and this organization is just a great resource for my community in the Forest Lake area and beyond, because they do cast their net widely, and they have a number of guys from right around my ward, actually, which actually go off to the men's shed there at High Street at the Salvation Army Hall there, or in the within the precinct of the Salvation Army. And it was established, the men's shed was established, only, as I say, 3 years ago there in High Street. But of course, they were meeting and trying to find a place to call home for probably about 18 months. And Leanne Enoch, the state member for that area at the time, was very encouraging and really helped them quite a lot as well to find a space that they are in now. So I just want to pay a tribute to her and the great work she did. Why that was part of her electorate. I also want to speak on another matter which I know I have spoken ad nauseum over the last couple of years in regards to the lake at Forest Lake. And I know Councillor Marks, the chair, came and on a tour with me, and she saw firsthand the Savinia that were virtually occupied almost the whole lake at the time. Councillor Marks, I'm sure you've been told, but pretty much all that Savinia is gone. I think it was only about a 5% coverage now in the lake of the Savinia, which is going to be left until we roll out the council rolls out the planting and desilting, and then another planting over the next 12 months or so. The expert working group, headed up by Professor David Hamilton from Griffith University, Deputy Director of Australian Rivers Institute, along with Tony Weber, Australia's leading practitioner on water quality and catchment, are heading up this group, along with a number of council officers that have been really engaging in wanting to get this lake right. The latest testing results, by the way, is that the water quality is good enough for boating again, which was just it was music to my ears, and of course the Lake Action Group as well. And I want to pay I want to say a big thank you to the Lake Action Group, because they were the initiators initially of getting the blue-green algae under control, because we had a breakout of that about 18 months ago or so, and it really was rank, and the water quality was so bad, virtually the whole ecosystem of the lake was collapsing. And then they petitioned and made contact with the Lord Mayor at the time, Graham Quirk, and he came out and saw firsthand what the issues were, along with the chair, Vicky Howard, and they wanted me to pass on their thanks as well, Vicky, for the work that you did while you were chair in this area. So I just want to say thank you for everyone who's contributed to the resurrection of the lake, the master plan, and I hope over the next couple of years, once all the desilting and the replanting is all done, and we're also working around the parkland precinct as well to fix up those denuded areas, eroded areas that need to be either landscaped or revegetated, as well with turf. That once we get done with fixing up the lake and fixing up the Parkland precinct, that it'll once again be a draw card for people right across Brisbane to come out and enjoy family time around the lake, as it was back I suppose prior to 2006. It was a destination that a lot of residents from right around Brisbane came out to have a look and enjoy. So with those comments, I'll finish here. Thank you, Chair.
Further speakers? Councillor Mackay.
Thank you, Chair. I am going to speak tonight about Gaia Park, and I have spoken about Gaia Park before because it is one of the jewels in the crown of St. Lucia, and this is very valuable public land at the river's edge where the City Cat comes in. And I speak about Gaia Park tonight for two reasons. Number one, the Ninja Warrior course, and number two, the new Toddler Playground equipment that's just been installed. The Toddler Playground only opened last week, and I'll tell you what, Chair, it is fantastic. We've got all sorts of age groups getting down there, not just the toddlers, older kids as well. And they're down there with mum, dad, grandma, granddad, whoever is on duty for the day. And the good news is there's actually some seating down there for adults. How many times do you go to playgrounds with a little toddler who wants to spend all day on the climbing equipment and there's nowhere to sit? Well, I'm pleased to say that we've got some good practical solutions there for parents and guardians to go down and make the most of their time at the park. But let's talk about what we really want to hear about, and that, of course, is the Ninja Warrior course. First in Queensland, third in Australia. This is amazing. We had our launch day on the 10th of July, and Chair, you'll be pleased to know Australia's Wonder Woman came along. That is Emma Teed, and Emma is the owner and head coach at the Centenary Playground in Darra. And it sounds like a bit of fun. It's a playground, but no, Chair. These are insanely fit Ninja Warrior type people. And Emma herself appeared on Channel 9's Ninja Warrior in seasons 2 and 3. And I'll tell you what, the people that Emma brought along made this new piece of equipment look like it was just a toy. They dominated. And Emma's son, Kobe, is actually the under-15 representative for Queensland and went to the national titles. And this kid just destroyed the time on the Ninja Warrior course. And you know what, Chair? It's really good because you can go down there, install the app on your phone, and then you can time yourself and compare your time to others, and you can go up and down on the leaderboard. There is one problem though, Chair. This Ninja Warrior course is just too popular. It actually suffered under the weight of popularity. Some of the grip tape started peeling off because it was being used so much. I did a time-lapse video, and there looked to be at least 20 people on the course at any one time. And I keep getting texts from some of the neighbors saying, this thing's amazing. I counted 45 people on it at one time. If that's not a popular playground apparatus, you tell me what is, Chair. I'm all ears. But that is fantastic. I want to put on the table my thanks to Councillor Fiona Cunningham, the chair of the News Environment Committee. She's been very helpful with the implementation of this apparatus, I guess we'll call it. And I will leave it there and say to people, get on down and ninja yourself a course.
Further speakers? Councillor Atwood.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to speak today to thank our amazing volunteers right across our city and our state to get our kids back onto our sporting fields and locals back into community clubs. I think we can all agree that the bushfire crisis was enough to tackle in 1 year. Then we saw floods, no toilet paper on our shelves, and the crescendo, a shutdown of our great country. I remember visiting the Carina Senior Citizens Club on the last day before the shutdown. Members were devastated. Many told me that this was the highlight of their week. And after losing their husband or wife, the club had become their family, and they were worried about what they were going to do during lockdown. So it was so wonderful to return to the Carina Senior Citizens once they had reopened, to see its members painting, playing ping pong, beading, playing cards and other board games. I would like to thank and acknowledge some of the wonderful volunteers and presidents from my area here in Doboi. So George from the Carina Senior Citizens, Graham from the Wynnum Manly Cricket Club, Rabi from the Wynnum Wolves, Eddie from Tees, Dawn from Brisbane Softball, Sarah from Cannon Hill Netball, Nick from the Carina Dolphins, Lawrence from Warehouse Cricket, Steve from the Clem Jones Centre, Dave from the PCYC, and other committee members from Doughboy's 35 clubs. I seriously want to thank you for the amazing and extensive hours that you've dedicated to getting our clubs back up and running, figuring out how to manage the traffic flow or sanitize the stations, and also your finances. And that leads me to my last thank you. I wanted to thank our Lord Mayor Adrian Schrinner for his dedication to helping our community and sporting clubs. My clubs were absolutely thrilled about the Lord Mayor's COVID-19 Direct Assistance Program. And it has been great to hear about their submissions, including improvements to their car parks or fields, fencing, or to help the party pay their bills, such as insurance. 2020 will certainly be a year to remember. Thank you.
Further speakers? I see no hands. I declare the meeting closed. Thank you, everybody.